Hey, RetconRaider here, with special thanks to the Raiders, the fine folks who help make these videos possible, including but not limited to Dragon Matrix 7, Drakiith, Mathew Smith, Revenant, Alois, ZeriV23, EgonAlter, Emile, Exsellsior, Gottlieb, Kazorm, Nathan Welch Jr., RandomPassrby, RobbyB, Tomasz Piątkowski, Triphoppenskip, and Valinrook. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, let's get started. And welcome back to Wildermyth, the Enduring War, where, as foretold, we're pushing on to the end of the chapter, or at least trying to. I mean, it's really going to come down to just how elaborate the various events we trigger are. Some are definitely longer than others. Plus, I think we might still have one more opportunity in the queue. You can have up to 3 of those per chapter, and obviously if one pops up, we're going to go for it. That said, let's get back to it. Belt of Elimination. Yeah, that sounds right. Plus Stunt. That's useful to pretty much everyone, so... Actually, Fox gets the best return on that, because he's rocking that water greatsword, so it'll go to him. Denlair Outfitter is gone, which was expected. And the Incursion has 3 stars left, so yeah, it's guaranteed to burn out on Windy Spire Ironworks. We'll push through Grey Garden. It's locked until we clear those other 2 tiles, but we can at least scout it and patrol it. Oof. Spectic 4. Yeah, sure. We're doing okay in combat. Still ahead of the curve, I think. Hey, nice. The Ironworks resisted. That guarantees they'll survive, and nets us an extra 2 legacy points. Still hoarding those, of course. We'll go ahead and patrol Grey Gardens. It doesn't come up much, but if you actually clear all of the infestations, it prevents incursions from spawning. It's just that normally, once you're that far along in exploration, you're about to wrap up the chapter anyway, so it rarely really does you much good. Nice. We'll take that. Grey Gardens is clear. Aside from Roseville Arcanery. Fox Quartz Bracelet. Plus armor. Let's say Fred. That'll bump him up to 7. Actually, scratch that. I don't like the way it looks. Yeah, it kind of overlaps with the arm piece of his plate mail. So we will just give it to Rhett instead. The tank mage becomes tankier. Woolly Timbers. Guardianina Earthworks. Dreams and Bones. Valen? A walk, maybe. Can't explain why the wind's purple. But then, there's a lot that can't be explained. Whoop. Oof. You're not death. How do I know that? But what? That's what I assume that sounds like. I'm sorry, I don't speak Dream Ghost. Two cold memories floated into Verlin's hand. Fashioned of bones. And long hidden. But as the figure began to fade, so did the memories. If Verlin concentrated, he could hold on to one. Oh, this is... Well, actually, I guess this one's not all that tricky. If we had an extra hunter, then maybe the bow. Because the bow is a good grab. It's just not worth replacing our tier 3 stone bow on Verlin. So I think really our only choice here is to go for the spear. Though, I do remember it having a charisma penalty, so we'll want to slap it on someone with a naturally high charisma to offset that. Snore. Most dreams are such nonsense. It would be unwise to dismiss the ones that weren't. The memory seemed to take root as he walked, and by the time he reached the hollow tree, he was barely surprised to pull out the old short spear. Verlin? Verlin? Hey, what's the big idea, running off without telling us? Breakfast was all stressful. I found something. These things just sort of happen to you, don't they? They can happen to anyone, you just have to pay attention. Right. And Bone Spear. Tier 2 Short Spear, Artifact. +1 Potency, -10 Charisma. A short spear fashioned of bones. It has an unpleasant aura. So pretty simple as far as artifacts go. Though as I recall, this one does have a special event attached to it. Though it's one that's unlikely to trigger in this particular campaign. That's for a potential future campaign, I think. Oh, you know what? I had originally envisioned Aaron as a spear wielder anyway, and he even still has a short spear in his off slot. The Grimblade's not a great primary weapon, it's good for emergency healing. So the Bone Spear could make a good primary weapon for him, with the Grimblade being his off slot. Yeah. Charisma's lower than I'd like, but he is pretty ideal for that potential future event. Oh right, we're also fighting things. Man, these battle groups are starting to get pretty sizable. Still doing okay though, even with our replacement warriors. I thought we'd take a real hit to our firepower when we lost Liliana and Drakiith, but Fox and Fred have proven pretty capable. Finally remembered I have broad swipes on pots. Okay, Butler's pretty much dead. Let's see if we can slow down the guys in back. Yeah, that'll do. Come on, guys. Incoming? That's fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. Oh. Oh, right. Temp health. Gotcha. Fair enough. I'll just kill you this way. Butler down. Groundskeeper softened. Warriors moving up. Hey, nice. And that's the groundskeeper. Thankfully, despite being bricks, the Morthagi are pretty simple enemies. The ones I'm really worried about are the Thrixol. That'll be Season 4. Boo! Wow, okay. Fred's armor hangs in tatters, but he himself is unscathed. And that's a perfect spot for Broadswipe. Okay, let's soften these guys up a bit. Not quite what I was going for, but sure. There we go. Perfect. Weldling. Right. We've still got a wardrobe in back. Huh. I thought that charge move did damage. Weird. Maybe the coachman is more like the whatchamacallit, the giant mutant frogs and the Gorgon army set. You know, more about forcefully repositioning your allies into vulnerable spots as opposed to just outright crushing them. Coachman down. Drop the weldling. And that just leaves the wardrobe, plus whatever adds it throws at us. Okay, through shot. Nice. And we're done. Oh, maybe not. Now we're done. Strap of Courage. Plus block. Which will, of course, go to Fox. And then Fred will start getting all of the plus dodge gear. Wardrobes are tougher. No big deal. Igneous Brooch, plus damage. That wouldn't get him up a full point, but it would be nice to boost Fred's damage output. Oh, Strap of Chivalry, plus armor. Wow, I'm not really sure about this one. I mean, the B squad could use some shoring up, but we already know they're not going to be doing any heavy lifting in Chapter 5. So yeah, I guess we'll just keep stacking on the A squad. triple sommelier. And we're not really worried about the coachman. Yeah, I can live with that. Frelson's Wearycliff. Din Laffery. I assume a Laffery is an improv comedy club, and no one can tell me otherwise. Curiosity and cats. I can't believe we get to explore an honest-to-goodness wizard's tower. I too am eager to learn more about magic in the Yondering Lands, but there's a rather large host of foes that needs defeating first. Ooh, I wonder what... Hey, don't touch that. Oh, come on. You're such a worrywart. I was just looking at it. No, you weren't. You were touching it, and you shouldn't have been touching it. You know why? No, why? Because I disturbed the pretty pattern? Fred, turn your head and look at the height of the table. Then see if you can answer your own question. Oh. Oh. Oh, crap. Well, at least we've stopped shrinking? Fred, we are in a hostile site. Being 4 inches tall will noticeably reduce our effectiveness on the battlefield. And taking both of us out of the equation before the battle begins greatly decreases the odds that... Okay, well, probably replacing the stone in the pattern will fix it. I'll just reverse what I did, and you should be touching my shoulder, like before. All we have to do is figure out how to get up there. Fred, we have an, bigger problem. Cat. Fred, I swear, only you. And that is absolutely our thumbnail. We can hide in that corner. It can't reach us there. Almost there. Squeak? Hi. Oh no, we're not gonna sacrifice the rat just to save our own hides. I mean, I guess in real life I might, but not in a feel-good story. I'm not running another step. We'll fight the cat. Yeah! Take that and that. Meow. Huzzah! Victorious! Sorry, Gatto. Quick, back to the table. Climb the leg. Get that stone back exactly where you found it. Put your hand on my shoulder. Swing. Inappropriate. That is absolutely the last time I explore anything with you. Ever. Now come on. Actual battle to fight, remember? And stop touching things. And thus Fred is rewarded for his impetuous actions, as seems to increasingly be the case. Also, we've got more Thoggy, but who cares about those, because we have a new pet rat. Hey, cutie. Pet rat. Fred takes care of the little guy. +5 dodge. You know what? We'll take that. We were already leaning towards making him a dodge-based fighter anyway. That'll stack nicely with the Brawl Guard we're eventually going to kit him with. Yeah, he's not great now, but upgraded hide will push him up towards 70. Alright, let's wreck these jerks. Thank you, Fox. Well, that's no good. All right, guys, come on. There we go. That is slightly more like it. Nice. Wardrobe, groundskeeper, sommelier. Nothing too bad. Watchman in back. Lovely. Well, except for the giant splatter of acid, but I guess we'll just work around that. Somehow. Shoot, can't quite reach. That would have been perfect for broad swipe. We'll play this one defensively. Nice. We just need to kill the two weaker guys up front. Sommelier down. And that's the Spectic. We're good. We'll just do some whittling. Okay, let's wrap this up. Oh, wow. Not too shabby. Bear Strength Scarf. Plus damage. And once again, I think that's going to have to go to Fred, who still needs to shore up his damage output. Groundskeeper slightly tankier. Noted. And yes, that does temporarily disable incursions. Though eventually tiles will start becoming infested again. But that should buy us enough time to do what we need to do. Owlwise Pauldrons. Plus potency. Obviously ideal for a caster. No, as much as I'd like to, I just can't justify giving it to the B squad. Since we already know our A squad for Chapter 5. Oh. Serious trouble. Fred finds his services are required. Does he now? Shoot, okay, so we did have one more opportunity in the queue, and obviously, like I said, we're going to take it. You'll be glad you called on me, Retcon. I'm what they call a firebrand, a rampant stallion, a lion with lightning in his eyes. Yeah, I get that. Man, this is just the Fred and Retcon episode. I love this. Here's something to try. Let's walk in silence for a while. Just for a little while. How about that? Want me to show you my tooth collection? No. But I seriously forgot where we're going. Fine. One more time. My cousin is in danger. He's been kidnapped by someone you claim to know. And so... right. I recall it now. Alright. So then you know why I'm not in a chatty mood. Well, but there's one thing. Well... What? You said I claim to know the kidnapper? I was kidding, of course. That would be such a crazy coincidence. Yeah, I get that too. And so our journey to save Hunlock began, in guttural style. You know what, let's get Aaron in on this too. Give him a little more screen time. Oh, and look at that. It's right on the tile we need to go to anyway. We'll just have everyone else trail in behind us. Standing above Fuller Outfitter, Fred and Retcon attempt to hatch a plan. So how about this? We storm in, kill all the bad guys, and rescue Hunlock. A bit scarce on the details, but yeah, that's basically the size of it. That does sound like your kind of plan. It's just crazy enough to work. We're not doing that, okay? So you don't actually want to rescue... I have a... Give me a minute. You know, when I'm trying to avoid danger to my own self, you know, after I've shouted lots of obscene names at someone for no good reason, what I do is create a distraction. Crack a joke, or start a different argument. Offer a drink, or... a diversion. But what did you have in mind? Don't say dancing. Okay, so not fighting naked. Yeah, we'll pass on that one. We start a fire up on this hill. But the fire is a joke, and then we get 'em. I suppose it could work, but is it safe? Possible we just end up cooked and overwhelmed? What part of starting fires and ambushing Gorgons sounds dangerous to you? Well, gosh, when you put it that way. Let's get blazing, my obnoxious friend. Your nephew is as good as saved. Oh? Well, what about my cousin? Because Hunlock's still my cousin. And plus accuracy. Is that what we got from that? Because it really didn't feel like it. Oh. And honestly, even that is complete overkill for a group this small. Though I will give them credit for starting out surrounding us. That does make it slightly trickier. We need this tree out of the way. We also need to be careful with Aaron. Okay. We're in good shape. Bogmore's not much threat on its own, so we'll nuke the other two first. Gorgon's out. Rager's out. And now the Bogmore. Hey, nice. Battle Dance. That's not bad for a reach-based character. We can always train out of it later if we want to. Tier 2 Dagger. Unlock. He's right here. You okay? You seem to have been kidnapped by Gorgons. Yes, I don't understand. They... Oh, it doesn't matter why. You're safe. You know, I would have gotten an earful if you were dead. Retcon, did my sister send for you? That's right. She wrote that you'd been taken, and we feared the worst. Didn't we, Fred? Not really. But listen, this is all very boring, so... Should we go? This place stinks of oozing flesh and miscellaneous gorgonous gases. I have to thank you, too. Your name is Fred? You're so brave. Retcon is lucky to have an ally so able, someone he can turn to in times of serious trouble. Oh, please do not encourage him. After a short trip to Hunlock's hometown, where they feasted and danced, drowning in spirits and songs and wild fights, Fred and Retcon set out for home once more. And it turns out I'm not such a worthless guy to have around. Nor am I exceedingly silly. Uh-huh. Actually, I can be a little silly at times. Yeah, and I guess we should all just learn to accept that. Huzzah! A fine adventure indeed. Fred gains +10 to retirement age and a new ability. Not much point in upgrading Sharpshooter at this point. Though our hybrid build doesn't really lend itself to Vigilance either. We haven't really picked up any other guard-based abilities. We'll grab Vigilance for now, but I think that is one we'll end up training out of later. My goodness. Just rows and rows of row. Alright folks, we're past time, so I feel like this is a good place to call it. Obviously I was hoping we'd wrap the chapter today, but that was really reliant on no opportunities triggering and all of the events being on the shorter side, which clearly isn't what ended up happening. But I'm fine with that. We pulled some extra levels, we pulled a bunch of decent gear, we got some fun events. That said, we'll hit the pause button for now. I'll assemble our party at Roseville Arcanery, make sure we're ready for the final assault. And we will pick up here next time, as we do indeed push on to the end of Chapter 4. Just one chapter left. I figure 3, maybe 4 more episodes. See you then. Oh, and remember, Although I do love playing Wildermyth, you can find out more about the game by visiting the official website. And if you'd like to help support the channel, then feel free to push the buttons that do the things, or maybe even check out the Patreon, the YouTube memberships, or the Nexus GG page. Links are in the description.